February 18th, 10:10 a.m., 32 degrees. Just had a good amount of rain yesterday, spiked up to like 50 degrees. Most of the snow melted. Now it's snowing again. Got about all of March and all of April to get through the rest of these fluctuations. The last 3 years, the last day it snowed was May 15th. It's pretty much on the button every year. But we do get, some warm temps before that. You just got to plan accordingly, though, because if you put those tomato plants out and it snows, and they're not going to like that too much. But I do have some Agribon cover for this year, so I'm looking forward to using that and experimenting with that. Here up at the garden today, just to give a little insight, what we're going to be doing for the season. We're at 34. So here's the plan. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of like 6, 7. There's 2 small beds right here with a little, 8 kind of in the middle. 9, 10, 11, and on that far side, 12. 12 beds. I got 5 different kinds of potatoes, 5 different varieties, 3 different varieties of cucumbers, 8 different kinds of tomatoes, 5 different kinds of peppers, 14 different varieties of lettuce, beets, carrots, onions, garlic. For the potatoes, we got the Baltic Rose, and then the Rose Gold. I have a variety of red potatoes that I just got from the grocery store. They're from Maine. Another rainbow variety that I got from the local co-op, from a local organic farm. And the 5th one being German Butterball that I've ordered 30 pounds of from High Mowing. All the other 4 varieties are only like a pound of each. It'd be nice to have that variety along with the bulk of that one variety, so be able to figure out what's gonna do the best and what I want to grow more of next year. On this side right here, planning on doing a cucumber tomato trellis system. It's from my own personal research and understanding. Tomato plants are a vine. They're just a very weak vine. So as much length as you give them to crawl up, they will keep growing. So I've seen people doing tomato trees or 8 foot tall tomato plants. My vision is, for each of the tomato plants, there will be an 8-foot bamboo stake stuck 2 feet deep into the ground. That will leave me with 6 feet for the tomato plants to crawl up. In between each stake, there's going to be twine of some sort or rope, and then intermixed with the tomatoes, so it'll be tomato, cucumber, tomato, cucumber, tomato, cucumber, all the way down. And then with the twine in between the bamboo stakes, the cucumbers will trellis up, and the vision is to just be one interconnected growing wall. They like to both get out of hand, so I figured they would go good together. Got some horseradish that's going to be coming up right here. Some oregano, some mint, asparagus, all the garlic that's already in here. 7 different kinds of garlic. We got the Abenaki Calais corn. It's a flint corn. Gonna be making some nice cornmeal, and also have a called Tom's popcorn, another Abenaki heirloom variety, Vermont heirloom variety. So the Abenaki were the people who used to take care of this land before it was stolen from them. So in a tribute to them, we're growing out their heirloom varieties this season, saving the seed to continuously preserve those varieties so they are not lost. So yeah, we talked about the little cucumber wall we got going on over there. This is the first time I've been up here in like a month. It's been covered with snow, so this is kind of the first day that I can actually see the beds, what's going on. It's nice to see the beds again. In another month here, month and a half, we'll be bringing out these cold hardy varieties. As soon as the soil is workable, sometime in mid-April, onions can go out, spinach, Mizuna Asian greens, tatsoi Asian greens, many different varieties of lettuce. Lettuce is cold hardy, likes to grow in the cold, doesn't like the heat. And basil, gonna have to start a whole ton of basil for the pesto. Yeah, got a lot of room here. I'm looking really forward to it. It's gonna be a good season. People don't quite wrap their minds around that you can sustain yourself, not even talking with money, I'm just saying simply with food, on a very, very small scale operation. So I plan to fit as much food in here as possible. The recommended spacing on the back of seed packages is way, how do I put this? It is suggested to be put way farther apart than they actually can go. You can put these plants much, much closer together than we are led to believe, or we've been told, misguided. The only reason those spaces are so far from each other on the back of the seed packet is because they needed to make sure that they're able to fit a tractor in between the rows. Tractor changed everything. Once you get the tractor, you're now dependent upon the tractor. So this operation is strictly hand tools and hands, no machinery. Thus, I will not become dependent upon the tractor. There may be more labor involved, but that gives you the time to take a step back, realize the pulses that are going through this land, and gain that experience, knowledge, and remembrance for the further coming seasons. You know, possibly in the future this will be scaled up, but I plan to never get the tractor. It can be done without it. And this whole pasture here, I will be cutting with a European scythe. I've been learning for the last year and a half, almost 2 years now, very, very inspired by a man named Jim Kovaleski. He's a nomadic farmer. He spends half of the year in Florida, and then in the springtime, he comes up to Maine, growing all the crops up north in the long day season that you can't grow down south with the short day season. This is how this land used to be cut, and it will be returned to the old ways of caring for the land. One thing I forgot to mention, on this back row right here, got these beds, and horizontally going there. The prevailing wind comes from the south. So I plan to grow a hedgerow of flowers, 3 different kinds of marigolds, a whole bunch of other flowers I can't name off the top of my head right now. So that will not only act as a wind block hedgerow, but that will also be for the pollinators. And I think that's it for right now. So get ready, because it's about to pop. This will be nice to look back on once the springtime comes, once the summertime comes, even the end of the season, to see these things that I've been envisioning for 8 months, even more, to actually play out. And I'm gonna need to make adjustments. You know, I have this all planned out, but gonna hit bumps in the road. It's gonna be hurdles, gonna have to hop over, just like there is in everyday life. So as much as I have this planned out, I must also be ready for any fluctuations that are to come. Because this Vermont climate, let me tell you real quick, this Vermont climate, I don't know, maybe people want to reach out. Let me know what the fluctuations you're dealing with in your area. But the temperature fluctuations here are pretty much insane. Last year, it was 71 degrees on March 29th. And that only leaves 2 days left in the month. I forget which day it was, but it was either the 30th or the 31st. 2 days later, it dipped back down to 19 degrees. Spikes back up to the 60s in April, and then it snows. And yeah, pretty much spring has disappeared. It just stays cold up until about June, and then it just becomes summer. 90 degrees. Then it'll mellow back out in July after the summer solstice. Pretty much 80s during the day, 50s at night, at least from what I observed last season. And on the other end, fall is gone as well, because the summer is going way deeper into the other end of the year. So, I mean, we have, usually our estimated frost date is September, first frost date, September 17th. And we didn't see one last year until mid-October. And it still spikes up in November. And then it wasn't even like locked in cold until December 21st on the winter solstice. So with all of this observations being taken into consideration, if I was able to get a mini little greenhouse structure up here, could definitely extend the season year round. And that's one love to Elliot Coleman. He put me onto that. I would highly suggest go check out Elliot Coleman, go check out Jim Kovaleski. Those are 2 of my biggest influences for this operation. Have a great day.